Hey man, like and subscribe to the channel, man. This is the best boxing channel on YouTube. Yes. Remember, as Canelo said, remember to subscribe and like, man. Yes, it's the Triple B based boxing basement, and we are in the after fight review of Canelo, South Canelo Alvarez and Jamel Charlo. And yeah, make sure to hit the like, because it keeps the haters at bay and it shows the channel some loves, and it don't cost nothing, not a thing. So it's funny. So the fight, I was sort of looking forward to it. It was interesting, the problem is, you get a lot of these big fights. Canelo tends to go to different distance. I'm not staying up for it. He's quite careful. And Charlo, despite moving up from 2 weight divisions, and he was undisputed, he's a big guy. He's taller than Canelo by about at least 3 inches, possibly 4. And he weighed the same. So, it was a fight worthy of attention. I didn't stay up for it. I watched it the next morning. Anyway, so the fight, I kind of enjoyed watching it, insofar as, even though it was one-sided, it was one-sided, and we'll get to that. Canelo boxed very well, and it's funny, like at the beginning of the fight, right? I was watching the beginning of the fight, right? And Canelo and Charlo are wearing virtually identical shorts, like black shorts, right? Really black shorts, with not like too much advertising on it or anything, which is nice. It makes a change. Charlo had black with silver lining, and Canelo had black with gold lining. And the commentator, man, so politically correct. He goes, Jamel Charlo is in the black trunks with the silver lining, and Canelo is in the black trunks with the gold trimming. And I'm like, what you talking about? Why don't you just say, Canelo's the white guy and Charlo's the black guy? We even Alvarez is the light-skinned guy fighter, and Charlo is the darker-skinned fighter. I mean, these racial politics stuff, pathetic. You can't say nothing these days. But anyway, Canelo, he started quite fast. He's known to be a slow starter. He likes to download the info on his opponent and see what they got. But he started this one a bit faster, man. And he's doing his usual tactic of hitting the arms hard. He does those curling hooks, around the body, around the head. So even if they don't hit the chin, they hit arms, and it hurts. Like I said, he busts up Callum Smith's arms in round 2, and the guy had one arm for the fight. But he's very good at hitting arms. And I was watching the DAZN stream in the UK. I don't know what the Americans were watching, but we were watching in the UK DAZN. And it went down. The stream goes down right, round 2, right? And it's off for like about 5 minutes, man. Even I watched the replay, and they didn't even replace the footage, man. It came up again near the end of round 4, and I was like, we've missed a round, a whole round, And I was like, man, I don't know what to think, man. How can you go so wrong? Now in the UK, the DAZN was normal subscription, so I'm not going to complain or anything. I don't know what's happened in the US. Whether if the US it dropped out, man, I think it must have been pay-per-view in the US, and like these $80, man, like they always do the Canelo fights, man. I'm complaining, man. And I hope they get waxed if the stream went down in the UK. I hope the customers complain, man, because when you're paying that much money, you need to get everything you deserve. And you shouldn't even have adverts, on pay-per-view, really, when you're forking out $80. And I don't know, how can you mess up something like that? DAZN, something that fundamentally had all night to prepare, man, to make sure everything was working. I mean, some guys' heads are gonna roll, I guess. I wondered actually when I was watching, has something happened controversial, like at the Ariana Grande concert, where Manchester will never forget, as Adam Smith said. I thought something mad had happened, maybe, and they had to suddenly switch, but no, it's just incompetence. Anyway, carries on. So I can't tell you what happened in round 3 because I didn't see it. But I imagine most rounds were the same, and that's the poker-faced Maycon. Yeah? Like many Mexicans, so many Mexican fighters, they got that poker look on their face, man. They don't like the other fighter to know when they're hurt. They don't like them to know when they're tired. You know, they don't give their expression away, man. If you notice Mexicans, Chavez, all these guys, Barrera, Canelo, you know. And Alvarez continues to hit Charlo, you know, around the arms and body with his curving shots he's so good at. And coming forward. And Charlo's not doing much, man. He'll land the occasional shot, but he's sort of skittering around. And to be frank, Canelo's looking fast, brother. He looked fast, man. You know, and his hands go up, bop. As soon as the Charlo, you know, threw any shots, bang, the hands come up. So he's blocking most of the shots. He's got underrated defense, Canelo, I would say, especially for a come forward guy, man. But he's looking good. And I noticed Canelo, you know, his hair is getting less ginger. It's getting darker, man. Although he's got a ginger beard, and this often happens with lighter haired people. As you get older, blonde or ginger, the hair gets darker. But anyway, that's not really relevant. He still looks like a Chad, the ginger Chad Canelo. Yep. And you know what? Canelo, you know, like I said, his defense was real good. He keeps his chin low, down low. And when he's coming forward, his hands will be lower, right? But boom, they come up as soon as opposition throws a shot. To block it. He blocks a lot of shots. Like I said, Canelo's defense is somewhat underrated. He's very hard to hit with a clean shot. He's got a good chin too. People say he's never been hurt. He was dropped once by I think Jose Miguel Cotto at welterweight or light middle, who's Miguel Cotto's brother. But I don't know. It wasn't like badly hurt, and he's a lot stronger now. You know, he was young then. He's a serious man now, and he's a big lump. So, you know, Canelo's chin, I mean, you know, it's solid, and his defense is solid. He's a very hard man to stop. You know, very hard man. Yeah. And then round 6, Canelo scores with one of them big rights, a big swinging right, and Jamel takes the knee like Daniel Dubois. To be honest, it's a fair knee. It was a big shot, followed by a nasty uppercut. You know, he follows those low uppercuts, doesn't he, Canelo? When fighters are ducking, like he banged Billy Joe Saunders with it. You know, you don't think you're gonna get hit in the head when your head's so low, but bop, they hit with an uppercut, man. But and he takes the knee. He takes the knee, Charlo. But I think it was fair, man. It's not like Daniel Dubum. Yeah, he takes a knee when he gets hit with a jab, or when a few shots miss him or hit his gloves. But this was a fair enough. You know, take the knee, breathe, take the 8 count, bosh, get back in it, and he did well. He even came back with a good, really heavy hook. But as I said, Canelo, the Chad, has a solid chin. And Canelo showed great poise in this fight, you know, and he's good at stepping over and cutting off the ring against a flighty opponent, you know. Yeah, he'll just bring that leg, whoop, and he'll cut him off, you know, when they're near the corner, especially. It kind of seemed to me like Jamel didn't hit hard enough. He didn't have enough power to hurt the cinnamon one, you know, and you know. So he's not going to discourage him, and yeah, he's coming up from light middle, but he's never been like that massive puncher, Charlo, at light middle. So at super middle, you know, against that big granite chin, you know, he's not going to discourage Canelo very easily. And the fight kind of went on. You know, it was a fairly entertaining fight, but the rounds were fairly similar. You know, Charlo was not winning much. You know, he landed some half decent combos in round 9, but there was a lot blocked. A lot of them were blocked by Canelo. You know, his defense, Canelo Alvarez, was on point tonight. I'm telling you, man. And you can see Saul's superior strength. It's possibly a Charlo round the 9th, but basically Jamel was ineffective for a lot of this fight. And in rounds 9 and 10, the corner like trying to tell Charlo, or before 9 and 10. He's tired, Canelo. You got to take the fight. I mean, I think they're grasping at straws. Of course, you're going to lose a bit of a step. Yeah, and he lost a bit of a step, taking maybe a couple more shots, but not really, and not enough for Charlo to win, or to look like he's going to win. And near the end, round 11, yeah, Canelo slowed a bit, but he still hurts Charlo with a looping hook, which is half blocked, but it hurt him. But he stayed up, Charlo, his chin. He took some half decent shots around the body, around the arms, around the head. But you got the feeling that he knew he didn't have anything. He didn't have the artillery. He didn't have enough to beat Canelo. So he never went all out, and he gets this in a lot of big fights, which is quite disappointing. Charlo was just never at the races today. He kind of tried, like I said, but he never went all out. And that could be due to subtle skills. And at the end, there's no need to wait for the scorecards. You know what I'm saying? The scores were like 190. It's a foregone conclusion. Yeah, scores are 119, 108, and 118, 109 twice, which is about right. I thought, he could give Charlo 2 rounds, man. It's conclusive. A butt whipping, basically. Charlo got that butt whooped, and now he gets sent back to the hood and to light middle with his head low. He said it wasn't him in there. Well, yeah, because it's maybe, but he didn't look that good, to be honest with you, especially for undisputed champ. But then again, the Canelo was so effective. He boxed so well today. And once again, man, I don't like to brag the Triple B boxing base. Don't like to brag, but I was bang on with my prediction again. I said Canelo points this weekend's. I've done a lot of good predictions. If you follow my channel, you'll find out, right? I know my boxing, no bragging, and it takes time to know your boxing, and especially it helps if you've boxed, right? So I said Canelo points. I didn't put any money on because the price was not that good. You get 1.8 decimal. Was about the best I could find, maybe 1.9, which is slightly below evens, so let's say basically evens, right? I could have put a little bit on it, but at the moment my purses are not that big, so hit me on Cash App or Bitcoin or Litecoin, which you can find in the description or something, because a man needs the money to keep pumping out the video for the funds, man. But yeah, all the super stickers, this kind of thing. There are many ways to give to the Triple B, because ad monetization ain't that great. Yeah. But anyway, this weekend I also had Otto Wallin on points. Otto Wallin, Wallin at points at 4.1. That's a nice bet. I also said Opetaya with KO Jordan Thompson. I mean, that's not that amazing. That must have been a maximum of 2-1 or something, but I wouldn't put money on that. You can put it in a what's it called, an accumulator. That would make sense. But I did say Opetaya round 5. I was 1 round out. It was round 4, but Opetaya, as I said, basically, if you can hear that noise, that's my dog drinking water. There ain't no weirdness going on in this house, right? My dog is drinking water. There ain't nothing weird going on in this house. My dog's called Tyson. Yeah. As you should know anyway from the channel, but yeah. So Opetaya, outclassed. I've done another video on it. So he looked great. Opetaya, the footwork, the speed, the power, the accuracy. Yeah, I'm really, and that's why I predicted Opetaya would beat Bradis, on points, and people were rubbishing me. But the Triple B knows things, man. You win with a Triple B. You win. You're making money, right? And I also predicted all the women's fights. I said they would all go to distance. Actually, I don't know. I don't even know what happened in those women's fights. There was like loads in the UK, like 6 or something. I don't know, man. I don't care. I don't know. It's such a fake. Women boxing is so fake, man. It's so fraudulent. All these fake women boxers saying they're world champions. It's just a joke. Yeah? And I don't know what happened in any of these women fights. Just didn't watch any of them because they're so whack, man. And double X chromosomal fights are whack and they're an embarrassment. Stop putting this on it. You stop me, Lee Wood, well, not him, his promoter, isn't it Eddie Hearn? Yeah, it's a DAZN, innit? Yeah. I was gonna go and watch that fight live. Go up to Sheffield from London. Yeah. Stay overnight, buy a hotel, buy a ticket for the, it cost me money. And that, what, for the Lee Wood vs Josh Ward fight, and then what do I see? The co-main event or whatever is a Terry Harper world title. I'm like, no. And that'll come just before the Leeward fight. And you imagine you've been getting a drink on, getting into the boxing, and then you've got to sit through that nonsense. But okay, it's only 10-2s, but still, the whole by the time it's in and out, it's at least 45 minutes. I mean, an hour with the chat and all this nonsense. I got to watch that, try not to fall asleep, and then wait for the main event. No, I'm not doing it. And the rest of the undercard was whack as well. I can put up with like one female fight card, especially if it's low down. But you know, I ain't. And then the rest of the undercard, Warrington Wood is whack. So yeah, you know. Anyway, that's another story. Back to Canelo. You got to say Canelo looked good, very good, much better tonight than he has recently. People saying, "Oh, he's slowed down. He's still only 33." Yeah. You know, he was relentless, fast. His footwork seemed much better. Yeah, he was clever, great defense, and you know you can say Charlo. Oh, Charlo's moving up 2 weights, and he didn't box that well. Well, maybe, but you know, he was big. He was comfortable at the weight. He was taller than Canelo. You know, it makes you think how much he boiled down for light middle, man, and what an advantage that gave him, man. You know, and Canelo's skills made him look ordinary. That's the reality, because we talk reality on this channel, right? And yeah, afterwards Canelo did an interview in English, and I've seen him before talking English, and he's really good at English. He's got a heavy American accent, mate, but he's very good. You know, good vocabulary and grammar. You know, I don't think he really likes to come out and talk to English because he doesn't want to seem anglicized, because he's from Mexico. He ain't what's it called? What do they call that? Chicano or whatever, who lives in America. Yeah, he wants people to know he's full Mexican, even though he's ginger. And Canelo said, yeah, he love his family, man, and I love boxing so effing much, man. I love it. He goes, I love it because of the fans. Yeah? He's obviously been watching some Triple B videos, because everybody knows Triple B loves the fans, lives for the fans, works for the fans, breathes for the fans. All right. And he watches the Triple B just like all the names in boxing. And yeah, quite like Canelo dropped a few F-bombs in the interview, man. And then went, Viva Mexico, cabrones. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad I didn't stay up. I wouldn't stay up for a big heavyweight fight, right? But truthfully, legacy-wise, no. Unfortunately, the big fights, so many of them go the distance. And nobody's going to talk about the Canelo era, the Gay Weathervid era, the Bernard Hopkins era, the Oscar De La Homo era with nostalgia. Why? Because, I think who started this off? I mean, I guess it was kind of Oscar De La Hoya, I think, where you're very careful in the big fights and you don't go for the knockout, and they often go on points. And you know what? That often results in a rematch, and everybody gets paid again. I mean, Canelo's had 3 fights with Golovkin, right? And it's almost like they know, and it's better for advertising as well, because then everyone gets the adverts in, or the advertisers can get their adverts in if it's a 12-rounder. It's not like back in the day, man. I mean, this kind of attitude has ruined big time boxing, right? And I'll make a full video on this, because back in the day, man, they're going to hurt each other. They're looking to hurt each other. They're looking to win by stoppage, and there wasn't none of this automatic rematch stuff. They're looking to win by stoppage. To make sure it's conclusive. They don't want it to go to the judges, right? But and that's why I always stayed up for the big fights back in the day. But no, I ain't doing it now. I'm not staying up for a 12-rounder, and it'll be like 6 a.m. in the morning in the UK by the time it's finished. If it's all, I'm not down with that for a points victory. We want conclusion. We want devastating conclusion, and that's why I prefer the heavyweights, because they're the real kings anyway, right? Pound for pound is just a cope for the smaller guys, for the managers. Oh, especially Mayweather. Oh, I'm the pound for pound, I'm TB. Plus you're not. You lost 2 fights, De La Hoya, Castillo. Yeah? You're the most boring big name fighter I've ever seen. I don't know why people watch your whack fights. Yeah? I mean, there's never any, what's it called? There's never any excitement. They go, oh, well, he's the best. Well, first he ain't. But, he's the most boring of all time. So I'm glad he's out of the picture. But him and De La Hoya started this boring era of big fights. So yeah. Anyway, guys, peace in the Middle East. Yeah, keep watching the channel, like and subscribe. I'm sure you won't regret it, and I'll win you some money. Believe that.